Hopkins boasts he'll follow in the footsteps of Stanley Ketchel, Harry Greb, Carlos Monzon, Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest of his generation. Is he that accomplished, or is he just a good, strong, defiant fighter? Maybe William Joppy will tell us more. The start is crucial. Who gets into the rhythm first? And can Joppy surprise Hopkins as he promises he will?
But Joppy can punch himself, so he's got to command respect. But can he outbox Hopkins? That's the big question, as you say. Can he stay away and outbox Hopkins?
The black and white trunks of the three-time middleweight champion William Joppy from Silver Springs in Maryland. 33 years of age. Hopkins almost 39, turns in January. Will Father Time catch up with him? He looks, as always, in absolutely spectacular shape.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Hopkins, not a big one-puncher, but he's very persistent, very accurate, a good technical box fighter, and tends to wear his opponents down.
Joppy, the underdog, because of what happened with him and Felix Trinidad in the middleweight unification tournament. He was floored and beaten in 5 as Hopkins gets in an uppercut. Hopkins' biggest win over Trinidad. Can he cement his legacy here? He says he wants to go on and defend the middleweight title 20 times. Big talk, but he's big stuff.
Scrappy opening round as they both vie for the openings.
Combinations from Hopkins look powerful. Seems so much bigger at the weigh-in than Joppy. He's got 3 inches in height on him.
Such brilliant condition for 39 next month. Good body shot from Hopkins.
Fast punches. Many in boxing say there is no glaring weakness in the Hopkins makeup at all. Last loss, 1993, to the brilliant Roy Jones Jr. Absolutely no disgrace in that, but a decade unbeaten.
I think that's the point. There is no weakness. Everything he does well. Oh, good left hook. And he's winning this first round.
Okay, stop punching. Walk it out. We gotta walk it out. We gotta walk it out.
It's a good start from Bernard Hopkins. William Joppy struggling to meet him in the first round.
Yeah, he'll be very happy with that start. Not out of breath at all.
All right.
I'd be pretty sad if I was the corner there with Hopkins coming back to me.
Take it easy, stay on the down. Take it easy, stay in the corner.
Joppy, a good fighter himself though, and is very much in this fight.
47th of Bernard Hopkins' career, 38th of William Joppy. They are quality operators, the pair of them. They've been kept apart for so many years, and there's been a real needle brewing all the way through the build-up. Press conference, problems on the stage when Joppy thrust Hopkins back. The $50,000 bet, which is that Hopkins will pay Joppy if Joppy gets through the whole 12 rounds, even if he loses. He's got to stop him.
Stop punching. That was clean.
Looks strong and compact, Hopkins.
Very accurate, that's one thing with Hopkins. But if you go through his last 7, 8, 9, 10 fights, there's no early blowouts there. He usually wins late and does so by working his men over continually.
Wearing them down with shots from all angles. precision, and eventually power.
That's right, exactly. And Joppy is seems to be terrified when they get close. Holds on straight away.
Extremely nervous all week, William Joppy, as he does get before a fight. That's a better jab from him. Refused to be intimidated by Hopkins, but was stuttering through his press conference on Wednesday. I wonder if he, deep down, may believe this is a bridge too far. Coming back from personal tragedy, his 5.5-week-old daughter died in July, and emotionally drained, he rebuilt and refocused for this, the fight of his long boxing career. Good body shot from Hopkins.
And a good jab back. Again, Hopkins just a fraction on top in this second for me. When you think Joppy, only 3 fights in the last 3 years, it's not much. He's not a youngster anymore, and maybe that'll tell as the fight wears on.
Yes, he could so easily have been beaten by our own Howard Eastman. If Eastman had just done that little bit more, pushed the gas through the 12 rounds.
He tired very badly in that fight, was down in the last, and Eastman could well have won that, probably should have won it.
Are we talking about a fine fighter against just a simple world-class operator? Maybe there is a grade between them. It looks like it to date. There's the Joppy corner, led by Adrian Davis, as always. No real alarm bells or major concern yet, but he's got to get a foothold in quickly. The feeling was that if Joppy could start fast, maybe that would make Hopkins struggle, but he hasn't.
Well, they said they had Hopkins' number, they could outbox him, and they're not doing that so far for me anyway. I think Hopkins has just edged the first 2, and they were just surely willing to look at winning the first 2, Joppy.
See predominantly white trunks of Bernard Hopkins from Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. He has so many fans here tonight, including Alan Everson of the 76ers, the all-star basketball player, to support him. Joppy in black and white. Big historian of the game. Nice guy out of the ring, born-again Christian. But Hopkins is such a nasty, dangerous guy in between those ropes.
He is technically very good at everything. His defense is good. His balance, his countering.
Joppy trying to get close with the jab. But where's the movement around Hopkins as he said he'd do?
Well, he's not working. He's frightened of being counted and getting caught, and that's why he's just stopped working, really. Doesn't know how to throw and not be caught.
America's Ring magazine, considered by many to be the Bible of boxing, rated Hopkins as having the best jab, best left hook, best uppercut, best body puncher in boxing. That's not bad.
He's topping out almost every list there.
I think Roy Jones may have something to say about that, and Floyd Mayweather at ringside, as we mentioned earlier. But Hopkins is getting through to Joppy, whose defence looks open. Remember the punch resistance. He went down against Howard Eastman, and he was blitzed by Felix Trinidad.
Both massive punches, though, you have to say that. Trinidad, a natural puncher, so is Eastman. Very big punches, both of those, so you can't read much into that. Late in the fight against Eastman, of course.
Hopkins has 31 knockouts, though, but he's complaining about a low blow here, and his timeout called by Earl Morton to let him recover from that. Not often you see the Executioner wincing with pain.
No, and it must have hurt him, that's for sure. I didn't notice the low blow. Could have been on the blind side to us.
Not everyone's cup of tea, Bernard Hopkins says, like old Blue Eyes, he'll do it his way, and only his way. He's fallen out with promoters and managers, We tried to get him matched with Joe Calzaghe, at least Frank Warren did. Seems to have fallen through for now. He's looking for the big guns. Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, but he's got a deal with a classy middleweight here.
I don't think he's big enough for Joe Calzaghe. He's not got the power to keep a big man like Calzaghe away.
Slightly biased there?
Very probably, but no, I think that he's not big enough for a 12-stone man and a big 12-stone man like Calzaghe.
You may be right. Adrian Davis.
Very good. Suck it in. You're doing beautiful. Now the jab is landing. Real small ring. Put the bucket down. Put the bucket down. Don't make a reach for it. Yeah. Suck it in. Get that grease on him. Looking good, Joppy. That's what it is. And now try to send that right hand or the right uppercut. Because he's going down. And you're doing right here. Get down. That stops everything. Give him some more grease, please. I want some more.
Like the use of his jab in that round. Wants the right hand to go through. Says, you're looking good, Joppy. Hopkins calls him sloppy, Joppy.
Yeah, I don't think he is looking good. I mean, he's looking good, of course, but Hopkins is winning it for me. I don't think they should be praising him too much. Hopkins got caught more in that third round. Joppy did come back into it. But for me, they shouldn't be praising Joppy. They should be making him work harder and get more involved.
Fourth round. World middleweight title. The real thing on the line here. WBC IBF, WBA Super Champion Bernard Hopkins, ordinary champion William Joppy. Don't worry too much about that. What you have got is the two best 11 stone 6 pound fighters in the world today. Again, Hopkins backs up Joppy. Uppercut, strong body shots. Joppy looking disorganized.
Oh, he's going for it here, isn't he?
Oh, this is class from Bernard Hopkins.
The otherwise uppercuts inside, they're crafty.
It's a real treat for the viewers back home, Nicky, to see Bernard Hopkins, because he really is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters.
Yeah, he is. No weaknesses at all in his armory.
This is a man who was in hospital after knife attacks for 6 months with a punctured lung when he was a kid. Rumbled on the streets of the Badlands area in North Philadelphia. Lost his debut at light heavyweight. And only one other defeat to Roy Jones in his career. That's something.
Yeah, it's special. And Joppy coming forward more now.
Shakes his head as one right hand gets through from Joppy, who's not a big puncher. Might have to do it the long way. The Silver Springs man. There's a place just outside Washington, D.C., Joppy.
He's in no trouble yet, but he's just being outboxed. Good jab from Joppy.
That's what his camp want him to do. If he can throw more of those and open the guard of Bernard Hopkins. Heads come close.
It was a good left to back comes Hopkins.
Right hand was a peach of a shot. Best of the contest from Bernard Hopkins here in the fourth.
It's getting much closer, Adam. Joppy's making a fight of it now.
Vashti there on the back of William Joppy's trunks. That was his young daughter who so tragically died. He has 3 other children, not a brash, flash man by any stretch of the imagination. Wants to do things for his family.
Yeah, he's had a hard last year, isn't he? That's probably why he's been out of the ring for so long as well.
Okay, you gotta put a little pop on that jab for me, baby. Put a little pop on that jab. That's what I need to pop on the jab.
All under control from Bowie Fischer. How did he score that one?
I gave it to Hopkins, but it's getting much closer. A round I wouldn't have argued if it went the other way, but gave it to Hopkins. Good body punches too from Hopkins. And the right hand, clever stuff.